this is my December daily 2013. I did it in a Smashbook. This is my first December daily that I ever did. I did not buy a kit this year. I used stuff from my stash, which I didn't have a ton of Christmas stuff at the time. I did buy like a paper pad and a few packs of stickers, but I tried to keep it really simple. I'm not totally thrilled with how the book came out. I like the album, like I like my December Daily album. It just, I didn't like working out of this kind of book. And then in the future, I ended up doing pocket pages and I like that better. But I'm glad I did it and I'm glad I have it. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I did see this on Pinterest as a way to add things into a spiral bound book with the little paper clips. I only did it here the once, only because I didn't want it to get overly bulky. This was just a little vellum that was in there and I covered it. This is the paper pad that I bought with the snowman and the dots. So you'll see this paper pad throughout. Originally I had planned on doing it really simple, like a Smashbook, and I ended up getting a little bit overly ornate, like traditional scrapbooking, I guess. And it's so this style I had planned on kind of got muddled in with what I just ended up doing. So here we were decorating our tree. My youngest son, his first Christmas. My oldest son, who can't be lifted anymore. And that's our little fake tree. I do a Facebook Secret Santa swap. Everyone in the group, well, I'm the only American. I think there's someone from Canada. Most are from the United Kingdom. But that's what I sent. That's what I got. And you see, one thing I love about this album, I did tons of journaling. Did our advent calendar. So I used these throughout the album. And then I did some simple stamping as well. And I just tried to focus on the stories and the pictures. This is something we do every year with the kids. We actually didn't last year because we were all so sick and time just got away from us. But it's a little place called Christmas Village, and there's tons of lights and there's all these little displays that you just look in the window. It's fun. And they have a Santa there. And, well, you're allowed to take your own pictures here, which is unusual for my area. Usually you can't take a Santa picture. You have to pay them to take it. But I was real quick and I got a picture before I started crying. That was his first Santa picture. Actually, all his first, because first Christmas. People usually do like their favorite Christmas movies, Christmas songs, stuff like that. I decided to do my favorite Christmas episodes. I'm a binge watcher. I love my shows, and The Office and Community do really awesome Christmas episodes, so I always end up rewatching those. You see, like, for some of these pages, like, they're all printed on and have like a design or a pattern or a color, and then like I added paper on some of them, and some of them I didn't. It just depended. My birthday, I had friends over for cake and presents. I do include things that are not Christmas related. For us, December is part of, my birthday is part of December, and it's part of the excitement. Like, once my birthday passes, we know Christmas is coming. I do have a few sticky notes covering people. Husband's in the National Guard, and this was the Christmas party that we had. Lots of journaling, minimal decoration, mostly just pictures and stories. They do have the Warriors Watch Riders come in and help us out with the soldiers, and Santa comes in on a motorcycle, which is really cool. There's my son on one of the motorcycles, and Santa gives them presents. I did use these date stamps. This date stamp up until I fizzled out and stopped doing pages, and I'll explain that later. But so this was a day we had like a proper snow, and we don't really get proper sticky snow in December. We haven't for a while. Our Christmas cards, so you can see how there's like a pattern here, and I put this as like a die cut, and I just put that on top. So some of the pages were fine, and some I felt compelled to cover with patterned paper. When I covered them, they got a bit bulky. My son with the ginormous shovel. It doesn't look big, but it is. Some icicles. I wrote a little poem. And you see, it's very, very similar. Like, there's almost nothing on here. My favorite wrapping paper. These are all my wrapping papers from the year, and I decided to like wrap a cardstock, and so it kind of looked like a present wrapped. But there's almost nothing on it. Like, this and this were already on the paper, printed. My husband and I rented Man of Steel in the Redbox, made popcorn. So like I said, we do include things that aren't December related. You might not do something, or that aren't Christmas related, sorry. You might not do something Christmassy every day, but you do something every day, even if you just go to work or make dinner. December isn't just about Christmas. I think it's fun because you get to capture the whole month. And yes, we do tons of Christmassy stuff, but my mom's birthday, I did have trouble stamping in this album just because of the way it is. I just did stamps and journaling, a few stickers, but like I said, I focused on the stories and the pictures. We went to, this is a fondue place called the Melting Pot, and I love going there. I could eat some fondue actually. I went out with my friends for my birthday, and the kids ate a lot of bread, and we had a really good time. This was like a throwback. So this is my 2013 December daily, and this was Christmas 2012. I was so pregnant. 10 days later I had Liam. But yes, so this was like our tree in 2012, and that's us opening presents in 2012. I think this is the point where I stopped. Because I stopped using the date stamp, but I stopped working on this book in the middle of December 2013, and I didn't finish it until almost 2 years later. I had a renewed interest in December Daily, and I decided to go back and finish it because I was taking pictures and I had stories. I just didn't finish the album. I didn't enjoy working in this book as much as I thought I would, and I think that was part of it. I just fizzled out, and that's okay. But I did go back and finish it, so that's good. Our favorite, well, my favorite ornaments. The kids were really into Bubble Guppies. Like, they loved that show. Secret Santa ornament. That's from the Disney Christmas Party. I got the cover. Well, it's a hat, but they call it a cover. For my husband. This is the year that he went to boot camp. He actually joined in 2012, but enlisted. But he went to boot camp and job training in this year. So I got him that for the tree. These are probably my favorite ornaments. My friend, their Uncle Alan, got them for the boys. They say baby's first Christmas have their names and the year that, of their first Christmas. And I really love them. They're from like Lennox, and they match. They're just, I guess they do a different animal every year. We did a photo shoot of my boys with their two cousins to make photo gifts for my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. These aren't my kids, so I covered them. But yeah, I do a lot of photo gifts. This is my equivalent of around here, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, if you see comparatively to like the journaling back here on these pages, all that journaling, and then this is because I went back and did these pages 2 years later. I have a lot of trouble remembering details. So if you're like me and you can't remember details and you want to work on this book not in December, I suggest writing stuff down. Make a note on your phone. There's probably like a million apps, but just keep track of the things you want to remember so you can go back and you have those stories. Because when I went back and did these pages 2 years later, I don't really have the details. They're just not there anymore. So it was our tree, and I think that was the night I realized we hadn't taken a photo that day. My friend Nancy, she also scrapbooks. She brought the boys the book and the elf. And the elf brought some cookie mixes. I will talk about this in my other album walkthroughs, but I don't bake. You can do it from there, but I'm not a baker. It's too scientific. You have to be way too, no, you have to be so accurate. It's not for me. I'm not good at it. I've tried. Another mini photo shoot. Pictures came out cute, so I, had to stick them in here. We use these to make photo gifts for the aunts. I do love this photo. I wrote on it, and I was actually worried that it would kind of bleed out, if that makes sense, onto the photo, but it stayed really well. I'm happy with it. Those are kitty cats. Well, the white kitty cat, he's not with us anymore. But we still have Peppy. Let's see. So this picture was, like I said, about the journaling. I probably could have written a whole page about this. This was the first year that my older son, Seth, he was really, he really liked the lights. Like, he just wanted to stare at them and touch them, and they were clearly magical to him. And so it's not the greatest photo, but that's what, he just was really fascinated by the lights on the tree this year. So my husband went to boot camp and job training in this year. He was gone for 6 months. So in December, he had only been back for 1 month. So he was gone for a lot of 2013 half. And so I wrote about how happy we were to have him home and everything, just have him there with us, And it was our first year really feeling like we had a soldier. And it made me really, really be grateful, because a lot of soldiers weren't home. They were deployed and they weren't with their family. And so I wrote a little bit about that. And this was actually when we came home in November, this picture. And this is his class. But it's a group of soldiers, so I covered it up. Christmas Eve, the kids get fresh pajamas. They get a snack, a movie, usually a book. I got this mug this year, in this year. It's really cool. You put the cookies in the bottom and the milk on top. I love that mug. I think I got it at like a Hallmark. Yeah, I did. So at this point, I like the idea of having inserts and layers in my December daily, and this book made that a little bit difficult. I probably could have played with more interactive elements. That would be a positive for a book like this, flipping things up and stuff, but I didn't think of that then. But I did cut down a full page to make a little insert. That's our Santa's bin photo. There's all of our stockings. I think that was Liam and Seth. Paper. I love this photo. They're so little, and all that hair on both of them. I just wrote a little bit about how nice it was to watch them together. And it still is. Those sweet moments where they're interacting together and they're not fighting. Just some presents they got. And I really did at this point try to use the paper. Like this paper, obviously, I put on top. And this was a cut down as well. And just some pictures of us opening gifts. The boys got a big kitchen, which the young one still plays with. And then friends came over to exchange gifts, and I covered up Sarah for privacy, and that's Alan. And then I think I just wanted to cover up whatever was printed. This did have an envelope back here, like they could stick stuff in, but I never used it. It also came with a pen loop. These Smash books, also you could buy like these bands to wrap around them, like giant rubber band things. And I wanted to find one, but I was never able to. I got this on clearance, and if I'm being honest, I don't know that they make these anymore. So like I said, I am glad I did the album. I'm glad that I have the album. I wouldn't use this kind of book again for this kind of project. If there's any product that you're interested in knowing what it is, I could try, but I'm not very good at that. I don't really keep track of suppliers and like brands and stuff. So this is my first video. If there are any issues with sound or picture quality or anything like that, just let me know so I could try to fix it. I'm really glad that I'm finally able to share my whole album with you guys, and I hope the video is okay, and I hope you have a great day.